Check 1 2. Any officers that will not be here tonight?
Someone on the road? Mama's got shorts on. God bless.
Now that you've all taken a seat, can I ask you to please rise to the pledge? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's town board meeting. We're going to go out of order this evening because we like to address the police issues this evening first. Tom Celiano is the liaison to the police department. And Tom, if you want to start it off.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We have a very happy occasion tonight, promotions to sergeant. Being the son of a Bronx detective, I know how you feel. Congratulations. And I'm going to officially announce the names and the chief will take the floor. But we're certainly very proud of both of you. So this is authorization to promote two police officers, James Riley and Thomas Olson, to the rank of sergeant effective 10/29/2018.
Honorable Town Board, ladies and gentlemen, the recent retirements of two long-tenured sergeants has created vacancies in first-line supervisory positions. After requesting a civil service promotional list to fill these vacancies and conducting interviews, a decision was made on making recommendations to the board to fill these positions. The following two candidates have been selected: Police Officer James Riley and Police Officer Thomas Olson. Please come forward, please. Officer Riley was raised in the hamlet of Hawthorne. He attended and graduated Westlake High School and went on to attend the State University of New York at Purchase. Jim graduated cum laude in 1999 with a bachelor's degree in history, and anybody that knows Jimmy knows that he knows his history. He was hired as a police officer for the town of Mount Pleasant in January of 2000. Jim has been assigned to the patrol division for his 17-year career. Over the course of his career, he's earned several commendations, including recognition for his response to Manhattan after the 9/11 terrorist attacks. He has been president of the Police Officers Benevolent Association for several years and has served as a field training officer. James studied hard and was top scorer on the most recent sergeant's exam with a score of 97. A first-line supervisor is not an easy job, but is rewarding, and I have full confidence that Jim will excel in this position. At this time, I would respectfully recommend that the board appoint James P. Riley to the rank of permanent probationary sergeant effective retroactively to October 29, 2018.
We'll do them both together if you don't mind.
That's
Okay.
no problem. So on to Thomas Christian Olson. He was raised in the hamlet of Thornwood. He was a member of the Boy Scouts and achieved the accomplishment of Eagle Scout in 2004. He attended Westlake High School and graduated with honors in 2007. After high school, Tom attended Pace University, where he graduated in 2010 with a bachelor's in economics and a minor in accounting. After making the dean's list several times, I might add. Since the age of 16, Tom has been a member of the Thornwood Fire Department and currently holds the rank of captain with that organization. Tom was hired by the Mount Pleasant Police Department in August of 2011. He has been assigned to the patrol division, where he has been an integral part of patrol and has also served as a field training officer. Most recently, he serves as a K-9 police officer. In 2014, Tom elected to continue his education and was selected to participate in a master's degree program at Pace University. This is not easy while working a full-time job, but Tom graduated in May of 2016 with a Master's of Arts degree in Public Safety Management and Homeland Security. And just as a side note, he co-authored a paper on a model approach to school shootings that was published in September of 2016. I also have full confidence in Tom and in his abilities, and I would also respectfully recommend that Tom be promoted to the rank of sergeant.
Thank you. Tom?
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to promote our two police officers to the rank of sergeant, James Riley and Thomas Olson, and I ask the board for approval, please.
Motion by Mr. Saliano.
Second.
We got a tie there.
That's okay.
Break. I'll defer.
Second by Ms. Smalley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I would-
Congratulations, Jen.
Yeah, and I would just echo the same. I've heard nothing but excellent things about both of you, model police officers, and just really proud to have you guys on the force. Tom, I've had the advantage of knowing him my first year in education, and you've made a tremendous impression on me, on all the faculty there. So well deserved. Very proud of you guys.
Tom, does your dog get sergeant stripes also?
So as is customary, we like to ask family members to come up and pin them. Jim's wife Barbara and Madison, if you come up here. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you come here.
Want to give a round of applause? Thank you. Appreciate your hard work.
Sign it, so we're gonna swear you in.
Swear you in. Raise your right here. I state your name. Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
the state of New York,
the state of New York,
and to perform the duties
perform the duties
of sergeant
of sergeant
for the Mount Pleasant Police Department
of the Mount Pleasant Police Department
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
You're all welcome to stay for the balance of the meeting. I don't know if it'll be as exciting as the start of it, but
You let him get a picture. Oh, yeah. That's, you're gonna go outside.
Thank you very much.
not pushing you out.
No, we'll respectfully decline.
Good luck and be safe.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Okay.
Getting back to our agenda, the first thing on the agenda this evening is a public hearing, assessment of condominium conversions, and I would ask our assessor, Jim Timmings, to give us a little background on this so we all have a better understanding. Thank you, Jim.
Members of the board, public who are interested. This local law is to put in place the ability to assess condominium conversions on the same basis as we do single-family homes. This only applies to units that are previously assessed on the assessment roll as residential or otherwise that are going to be converted to condominium status. That's been going on for quite some time, more so upstate, where they actually call them patio homes. Developers will subdivide a piece of land and develop single-family homes, but create a condominium form of ownership for those homes so they can take advantage of the condominium assessment practice. New York State requires that condominiums be assessed on a rental basis or as if they were rentals, which usually serves to produce a significantly lower assessed value or market value for those properties, and therefore they're paying significantly less in property tax. This act will close the door on that for units that are, say, 2, 3, 4 family homes, maybe small apartment buildings that are currently in fee ownership that might be looking to convert to condominium to take advantage of that tax discount. That's the result of the application of the Real Property Tax Law 339Y, which requires that valuation method. So we recommended this for the town. Once the town approves it, I intend to let all the school districts know, the district that have not taken action on this to date, that they do so as well. Currently, I believe Pleasantville is the only district in our town that has acted on this legislation. So I would recommend the town board adopt this legislation for that purpose, to limit the loss of revenue.
Jim, this doesn't affect anyone that it's previously are condominiums?
Correct, yeah. Units that are currently condominium would still remain assessed under that 339Y section of the New York State Real Property Tax Law. And units that are built new as condominiums would also still remain subject to that assessment method. It's solely aimed at properties that are pre-existing units that would be then converted to condominium use. So it is somewhat limited in scope and application, but I think it's important. It seems to be a new thing down this end of the state that people are being encouraged to create a condominium form of ownership on their home. It could be a single family home, I would imagine. You have to have common areas, so I don't know who you'd have in common with, but any previously assessed residential unit would be subject to continued assessment as fair market value or a sales approach to value, which produces the higher number.
Very good. Any board members have any questions? If not, thank you, Jim, and I would have the town clerk would read the official notice.
Thank you.
Please take notice that the town board of the town of Mount Pleasant, New York, shall conduct a public hearing at the town hall on the 13th day of November, 2018 at 8 p.m. to discuss a proposal, local law number 7-2018, which will amend Town Code Chapter 196 to create Article 8, placing certain limitations on the assessment of converted condominium units. Please take further notice. The proposed law is available for review in the town clerk's office. At said hearing, all persons shall be heard. Patricia June Scova, Town Clerk, Town of Mount Pleasant.
Thank you. Anyone wish to speak on, for or against this is welcome to do so at this time. Yes.
Hi, John Edwards, 838 Linda Avenue. I just wanted to get clarification of what the difference was in the rates for assessment of single-family homes and the town condominiums. I asked for some information, but I couldn't actually get a clear definition of that.
Jim?
What information are you looking for?
So a single-family home is assessed at what percentage and a town condo is assessed at what percentage?
Well, if I'm understanding you correctly, everyone is assessed at the same percentage of fair value. That means the equalization rate, in the case that they agree, the residential assessment ratio, the state agrees. So everyone is assessed, where assessments are subject to review for that assessment rate. But the methodology for valuing properties is different. Single-family homes, 1, 2, and 3 family homes are assessed for market value, usually based on the sales comparison approach. So if a house sells for $500,000, it should be assessed at equalized assessment based on that $500,000 value. Whereas a condominium unit, any condominium, regardless of the size, might sell for the same $500,000. It's usually assessed significantly less, maybe as much as half less, because it's assessed as a part of the whole property, as a rental unit. And from a valuation perspective, renters have a significantly different opinion or interest in the value of the property than individual homeowners do. An individual homeowner hopes to make use of it for shelter and living, but also hopes to appreciate equity and hold the property for a long period of time. Investors who may buy an apartment building, their perspective is buying a cash flow. And the perspective is therefore different. They're going to accept risk at a different rate. So their capitalization rates that they would use to analyze their income is different. So what happens with the condominium is they usually will produce a fairly significant income as a total project, but then they also have significant expenses because they have significant common areas, pools, tennis courts, clubhouses, that kind of thing, that they reduce their income. And then when you convert that value to an assessment, it usually produces a significant discount to what they actually pay for it. Because the people who are buying condominium units are really buying them as a single family homeowner would buy it. You need someplace to live and appreciate it.
Yes, yes.
But we're subject to state law in assessing them, and we have to look at it as if they were rental units.
So if a condo is 500,000 and a house is 500,000, what are the differences in the taxes?
As much as half less.
Half less.
As much as, could be 30%, could be 60%, depending upon when the assessments were reviewed last and what has happened to the equalization rate in the interim. But it's an anomaly as per state law.
And the school taxes are assessed at the same rate?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Everything is about, and that honestly it becomes a kind of a motivation for a lot of senior citizens to buy condominiums in the area because they find the taxes affordable. They may not understand why, but they can sell a $500,000 home and buy a $500,000 condo and they have the taxes that allows them to stay in the community.
That I would actually speak in favor of the law because I think it serves the school children in our school district. I think that going forward, it would be, as you said, a motivation to convert, and I would not be in agreement with such an idea because it negates the responsibility for paying the school taxes. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wish to speak on this? There be no further speakers, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Amiano,
Second.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution 62118, assessment of condominium conversions to move forward with this legislation.
Move for approval.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo,
Second.
second by Ms. Smalley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is bids and awards, authorization to accept the bid for the painting of the Bradhurst Community Center building. Pat, did you receive those bids or just the recreation?
I received the bids.
Okay. This was the low bidder.
It was one bidder.
It was only one bidder. Okay. The only bid received was from Peter Gisandi and Company. The amount for the bid was $58,329,000. Just so you're aware, we did research other ways of finishing this building. The cheapest the cheapest above this was over $80,000. So it turned out that painting the building was the most economical way of going at this point. So Resolution 622 will authorize the acceptance of this Bradhurst painting bid.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. Amiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorization to adopt a preliminary 2019 budget. The budget has been worked on myself and the town controller, all our department heads. We've been working on this since August. The budget right now has been given to the town board members. They've had it for a few weeks now. It's for their review. Right now, it's just a matter of the town board accepting this budget. The next step would be having a public hearing on it. So basically, Resolution 62318 will just authorize the town board to adopt the preliminary budget.
I would move for approval. When looking at the budget, I feel like a lot of great work was done on it. In its tentative phase, it is under the 2% cap. We have an extremely healthy reserve fund that is not being touched. That reserve fund is one of the sole reasons for our great credit rating as a town. So, this is a budget that's actually adding some staff to some key and crucial areas. And also, it's worthy to note that all 4 of our union contracts are settled. It's an amazing feat to have a budget that is under cap with a healthy reserve, and to have add staff and programs, and to also have all your contracts settled. So, of course, there's a little bit more work on the budget and to hear from our public, but in its tentative phase, I would move for approval.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. DiPaolo.
I would go ahead and agree with Mr. DiPaolo. A lot of work went into this budget, and I'm very pleased with what I've read. I'd like to second that.
Second by Ms. Smalley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next resolution would be to call for a public hearing so we can present this budget to the public. We have a date.
Yes, 27th of November.
Okay, November 27th will be our first public hearing on the 2019 budget. This public hearing will stay open until the following December, I think it's
It'll be December
11th.
11th.
December 11th. December 11th, we will have a final vote on the budget.
It has to be approved by December 20th.
Yeah, the final approval must be on record by the 20th of December. So this resolution will approve calling for a public hearing for November 27th to present the preliminary 2019 budget.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Amiano,
Second.
second by Mr. Seliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next resolution is amend Town Code 19626 to remove the deductibility for medical and prescription costs for the disability exemption. And I would ask our assessor, Jim Timmings, to give us a little background on this one.
As a part of our review of policies and procedures in the assessment office, assessment staff noted that the town code as published for the exemption pertaining to persons with disabilities and low income would allow as a deduction against income medical expenses and pharmaceutical expenses that are unreimbursed by insurance. This is a little bit different than the way we handle the senior citizen exemption, senior citizens with low income exemption, sorry. They use the same income scale and same criteria for what is income and what isn't, with the exception that we haven't been granting that pharmaceutical medical expense discount for the seniors. And we have 220 seniors, give or take, in town who have that low income exemption. And we have 10 currently disabled persons with low income that get this exemption. No one has used that provision nor asked about it at this point, but I think it's more equitable to bring both those exemptions, since they use the same criteria, into parity, so that don't have one class getting a greater deductibility than the other. I think it's more equitable that way. So that was our proposal and reason for the change. And I should clarify too, this pertains only to, as they say, persons with disabilities and low income. It doesn't have anything to do with veterans with disabilities. That's a separate issue. They don't have an income scale. It's just their degree of service and a disability letter from the Department of Defense. So that is a separate consideration and would not be subject to any change in this parameter.
Very good. Thank you. Any board members have any questions on this? Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Supervisor, I think we do have a question to our attorney, please.
We're setting this for
A public hearing. This should be a public hearing.
The question being, should this
It
be?
was
a
an
public
amendment to the count code. We need to set a
Set
public hearing. Right.
So we should set a public hearing.
So this resolution 62518 will set a public hearing for November 27th.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Amiano,
Second.
second by Ms. Smoley. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. That's why we have the town attorney here. Make these tough decisions.
I'll let Mr. Sheff say it now.
Next item is a purchase order, 830-18-1. Emergency work, Larissa Lane, repair work. This was emergency work that needed to be done to repair as a result of a water main break in the Kensico Water District. Total amount for the repair was $26,300.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo,
Second.
second by Mr. Amiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is reappoint John LaVecchia to Fire Inspector Trainee effective October 16th, 2018. John has been a fire inspector for us, but Civil Service had different requirements that they needed for him to meet before he could be formally appointed to this position. He met those requirements. So this will reappoint John LaVecchia, Fire Inspector Trainee effective October 16th, 2018.
Now, is that 25 hours a week?
It's a part-time position.
But he's off, okay. Yeah, and he's not off the list, so it's 17 and a half.
I think it's 17 and a half hours. Need a motion?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to appoint John LaVecchia to Fire Inspector.
Motion by Mr. Saliano,
I'll second.
second by Ms. Smoley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is something that I never wanted to receive, but we have to receive these. It's basically a notice of the retirement of Gregory Wynn, which would be effective 11/30/18. We'll deal with the kind words about Gregory at his retirement party. Greg has been with the town, I believe it's be 42 years, I
42
believe.
years.
Not many people have served the town as effectively and as dedicated as Greg has all these years. When Greg came in to tell me about his retirement, I said to him, I'll accept this, but I will not accept you not working for the town anymore. So Greg will be back in an advisory capacity just to assist us, because that kind of knowledge that Greg has is not something we can easily replace. So we reluctantly accept, we'll take a motion to accept Greg's retirement effective 11/30/18. And he will hear from all of us on his retirement party.
I will make that motion with regret.
Motion by Mr. Amiano,
I'll second, just to say that he's, and I can't say this easily, but legendary here, and we certainly will miss him, and I'm happy to hear that he will be willing to stay on in some capacity. but he's certainly been an absolute treasure to our town. One that probably a lot of residents do know, but I'm sure there's a lot that don't know. He saved us a lot of money and has helped fix a lot of problems that occur through water main breaks and such. And he's really problem solved for us in a lot of ways. So he will be missed.
Thank you.
I think it's also,
Second by Mr. DiPaolo. All in favor?
I,
Any opposed? Motion carries. Gloria, did you want to say?
I just wanted to say that Mr. Wind won't be far away from serving Mount Pleasant, because I know that his family is deeply involved in not only fire service here, but first responder ambulance service. And that's just a testament to the quality person that he is, and he will not be far from Mount Pleasant. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item is authorization to change the 2018 school bill for property 99.16-1-19. It's 196 Lakeshore Drive. This is something that's been approved by the county. This parcel has had a restored tax added and was temporarily moved, but will be applied to the 2019 county town tax bill as per the attached memo from our assessor. So this resolution will authorize the correction of this tax bill for this property.
Move for approval.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo,
Second.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have the receiver of taxes report, and we have the investment report. The interest rate presently is 1.90%. Yeah, really jumping up there. Next item is business from the floor. Anybody wish to address the board at this time is welcome to do so. Nobody's jumping up, and I would ask the town clerk to move on to her report.
Public hearing, local law number 7, amend chapter 196, assessment of converted condos. Received the town clerk's supervisor's report and registrar's report for October 2018. Received building department report, October 2018. Received tentative town of Mount Pleasant 2019 budget. Received the following fire district budgets for 2019. Thornwood Fire District, Newcastle Fire District, Scarborough Fire District, and Hawthorne Fire District. Received fully executed Mount Pleasant West Ambulance District Agreement with the Village of Briarcliff Manor and the Town of Mount Pleasant. Received the following fully executed fire contracts. This is all the Pleasantville Fire District with Pleasantville number 1, West Pleasantville number 1, with South Hardscrabble Fire District, and with West Pleasantville number 2, and with East Bear Ridge. Received the following fully executed fire hydrant contracts. Bear Ridge Lake Water District with Pleasantville Fire District, Meadowbrook Water District with Pleasantville Fire District, Old Farm Water District with Pleasantville Fire District, and Pleasantville Water District number 1 with Pleasantville Fire District. Planning Board agenda, November 1st, 2018. Zoning Board agenda, November 8th, 2018. 2 Planning Board resolutions, Catskill Aqueduct Wetland Control Permit and Westlake Drive Kensico Bypass Steep Slope Permit. Received resignation letter from Assistant Superintendent of Water and Sewer Department, Greg Wynn, effective November 30th, 2018. Received liquor license notice, Michael Allen Music Hall, 4 Broadway, Valhalla, New York. Received notice of public hearing from the Village of Sleepy Hollow, reference amend Village Code Article 7, 450-34B and Article 7, 450-41E. 2 notices of claim, Andrew and Ashley Hagan versus the Town of Mount Pleasant, and Kevin Dwyer versus the Town of Mount Pleasant. We had 16 tax certiorari's and 12 small claim assessments.
N, O, and P would be referred to our town attorney.
Okay, and I'd just like to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody next week. Enjoy your time with your family, and remember our vets. Thank you.
Thank you. Move on to our council reports. We'll start with Councilman Amiano.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I have 3 items here tonight for the Comptroller's Office. We'll start with everyone's favorite, being the Comptroller's memo. And first item here, GF accounts receivable, MTA Metro North, $957.36. Justice Court, we have 3 charges from Precise Translations LLC, $735, $620, $940. Grand total for Justice Court, $2,295. Under Supervisor, Sullivan Data Management, Inc., 1 charge, $2,219.92. Under the Town Attorney, Harris Beach, a couple charges here, $2,367.50, $920, $6,720.58. Grand total for the Town Attorney, $10,008.08. Under the Town Engineer, 1 charge, Thomas C. Merritt's Land Surveyors, $1,840. Under Building Town Hall, 1 charge, Stephen M. Gleason, $780. Under Public Safety, 2 charges, 1 for Orient Safety Products, $1,602. 1 for Corsi Tire, $2,070.72. Grand total under Public Safety, $3,672.72. Under Recreation Administration, 1 charge, Fern Office Supplies, $1,324.50. Under Parks, Fun Time Amusements, 1 charge, $2,605. Under Recreation Center, we have Eastern Heating and Cooling, $1,990. That's the total for that category as well. Under General Repairs, 3 charges for Blacktop from Peckham Industries, $228.91, $2,051.69, and $5,338.63. Grand total under General Repairs, $7,619.23. Under Highway Machinery, Glenn's Towing, 1 charge, $4,000. Under Capital Building Improvements, 1 charge, Global Surveillance System, Inc., $1,503.38. Under Highway Machinery and Equipment, 1 charge, Webster Ford, Inc., $51,058.52. Under Capital Consolidated Sewer District, we have Charles Manganaro, 1 charge, $3,315. Under Capital Joint Water District, 1 charge, Schmitz Wholesale, Inc., $11,425. Under Valhalla Refuse District, Ramoson V Tree Service and Landscaping, 1 charge, $600. Under Mount Pleasant Refuse District, Ramoson V Tree Service and Landscaping, $2,400. Under Mount Pleasant Consolidated Sewer District, a few charges here. The first is for New York Presbyterian Medical Group, Hudson Valley, $1,500. Second is for Schmitz Wholesale, Inc., $1,070.22. Then we have 2 charges here for Thale Industries, Inc., $302.36 and $747.55. And then final charge for this category, AMX Cooling and Heating, LLC, $800.80. Grand total, $4,420.93. Under Joint Water District Fund, a few charges again. New York Presbyterian Medical Group, Hudson Valley, $2,250. Schmitz Wholesale, Inc., $1,605.32. Thale Industries, Inc., $453.53. Again, Thale Industries, Inc., $1,121.33. And one final charge, AMX Cooling and Heating, LLC, $1,201.20. Grand total for that category is $6,631.38. Under Pecanico Water District Number 1, H. Crevin & Co., Inc., $322.50. And then finally, under Kensico Water, 2 charges, 1 for H. Crevin & Co., Inc., $2,580. And then Shannon Chemical Corp., $20,831.51. Grand total for that category, $23,411.51, making a grand total tonight of $144,400.03. So moved.
Motion by Mr. Amiano,
Second.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much. We move on to our second item tonight, which is authorization to make final lump sum payment for Police Department employee S. Morello. Grand total, $39,478.03 due for accrued time. So moved.
Motion by Mr. Amiano,
Second.
second by Ms. Smoley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And the final item for the Comptroller's Office tonight is authorization to close the completed capital projects and transfer the remaining fund balance to the debt service fund to pay remaining debt service.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Amiano,
Second.
second by Mr. DiPaolo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilman Saliano.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My report is from the Police Department. We have one item for you this evening. It's authorization to hire Brendan Portis as a part-time dispatcher effective 11/4/2018. In an effort to reduce overtime for police dispatching, Mr. Brendan Portis has been selected to fill a position as a part-time dispatcher. Mr. Portis would have an effective date of November 14, 2018. He would be hired at an hourly rate of $15.25 per hour. I respectively request the hiring of Mr. Portis. I ask for a motion of approval.
Motion by Mr. Saliano,
Second.
second by Mr. DiPaolo. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Have a very good evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilwoman Smalley.
Good evening. I have 7 items this evening from the Department of Parks and Recreation. The first is purchase order 70-18-2. It's a repair of pool umbrellas. There are 19 teal white umbrellas, a repair at $85 each for a total of $1,615. One red white umbrella at a cost of $65 for the total $65, and one lifeguard umbrella for $65, total $65. The total cost is $1,745. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. DiPaolo. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Rec and Parks request the approval of purchase and replace the carpeting at the Mount Pleasant Community Center. The vendor will be Suburban Floors, and the total cost is $9,700. This purchase order number is 70-18-3. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. Amiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The third item on the agenda is Parks and Recs would like to authorization to install drainage at the Pat Henry Field. The expense will be shared with the Kensico Little League. The vendor is 7157, which is R. Pooney and Sons in Katona, New York. The Department of Parks and Rec will be contributing $5,000 to this project. So this is an authorization for us to spend $5,000 towards the drainage at Kensico Little League Field, Pat Henry Field in Valhalla. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. The next item is to request the approval of Jennifer Campbell to teach Yo Kids Yoga at Hawthorne Elementary School, which was effective on October 17th, 2018. The instructor rate is $100 a class. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. Amiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Memo number 71 is requesting permission for Kelly Rizzi and Christopher Madera to attend the New York State Downstate Recreation and Parks Conference. The conference was held today, actually, at the Westchester County Center. The fee to attend was $70 for Kelly and $85 for Christopher. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 6 is authorization to hire part-time seasonal basketball staff. This is for the Ken Fisher basketball program and the men's basketball program. The effective date of employment is November 7th, 2018. There is one program director, Anthony Rotuno, at $20 an hour, and there's one program assistant, Stephen Donato, at $15.50 an hour. There are 18 other staff members assigned to this program with salary ranging from $10 to $12 an hour. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. DiPaolo. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. The last item is memo number 73, and this is authorization to hire Nathan Rasica for children's chess. It was effective as of October 16th, 2018. Nathan will receive $15 per child per class. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. That's my report for the evening.
Thank you. Councilman DiPaolo.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening to the public. On behalf of the Highway Department, there are 4 items on the agenda this evening. The first item is seeking authorization to forward to the Office of the Comptroller the release of the following bond. It's curb cut permit number 1433. The name is Paul Lobian. The amount is $210, and that was for work performed at 8 Cypress Avenue in Valhalla. The work has been completed and restored to the Highway Superintendent's satisfaction. I move for approval.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo,
Second.
second by Ms. Smalley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The second item is a recommendation from the Highway Superintendent to select Tremont Offset Incorporated from Bronx, New York as the awarded bid for the cost of printing the 2019 Sanitation and Guide to Recycling. As is always the case, half of the cost is picked up from CRP Sanitation. The guide, the total for the guide is $2,475, and again, half of that picked up from CRP. Move for approval.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. DiPaolo,
Second.
second by Mr. Amiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next item on the agenda is to request the authorization to promote John Riviezzo to Motor Equipment Operator 1. John has been with the Highway Department for some time, and the Highway Superintendent feels his skills and qualifications are excellent for this promotion. The promotion would be effective November 14th. I would move for approval.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo,
Second.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And the last item on the agenda is seeking authorization to hire Paul Oliva III full-time to fill the Motor Equipment Operator 2 position that was left open from the previous promotion. Paul has been a seasonal part-time worker with the Highway Department for several years, and again, the Highway Superintendent feels he's extremely qualified to fill this full-time position. Therefore, I'd move for approval.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo,
Second.
second by Ms. Smalley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Effective
Thank
date,
you.
Nick?
I'm sorry, effective date was November 14th for that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Town Attorney, we have nothing. Good. No tax search. It's a good night.
Don't beg him.
Mhm. Unfortunately, yes. The schedule of meetings, our work session will be Tuesday, November 20th at 7 PM. Our business session will be Tuesday, the 27th at 8 PM. There be no further business. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Saliano,
Second.
second by Mr. DiPaolo. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.